All right. Hey, everybody. How are you doing today? I am back once again to discuss part 4 of the How to Be a Ninja series, once again covering the Stamina Nightblade. If you watched previous episodes, basically what we're doing is we're discussing how I play the build that I have on my YouTube channel. Each build, not any one Stamina Nightblade build is the same as another. So you need to know what your specific build strengths and weaknesses are, and you need to use knowing that helps you be able to better defend yourself, use offensive combos, know what fights you can get it in and out of. So if you've stumbled across my channel and you're interested in playing like the builds that I have on my YouTube channel or builds similar to this, these videos are here to help you see how to use it, because as I said in the first video, I can show you the skills, I can show you everything, but that doesn't really help newer players or players that are just coming in and they're like, oh yeah, I want to try bow and 2H, I'm going to throw together this build, and you copy all my skills but on my bars, but you just don't see how it works, and then you don't understand the learning curve that it will take to pick up on the class and the build within the class as well. So these are here just to help you discuss things like how a Stamina Nightblade fights outnumbered. The first two were Magic and Nightblade. This one's going to cover a couple of good fights I've had this last week. So with all that being said, let's dive into it. So this first fight here, we were fighting outside of Bleakers, and there was a bunch of reds we were just pulling off to the side. It was a big group, had nail as well, and we were trying to pull off smaller groups. We only had 3 of us, but there's like 3 of us, 4 or 5 other blues randomly roaming around, and a group of yellows. So it was a pretty fun, small-scale 3-way fight. Probably one of the more fun fights I've had in the last few weeks, to be honest. So we were just trying to pull people away. We didn't want to pull 40 people. We were trying to get 10, 12, whatever. We managed to pull quite a few here, so we back up, and we see a lot coming, and it's way too much for us. But what we do see here is a few people that were high in the ranks for that were running for Emperor, and I know a few of these guys run like Destro ultis and whatnot, and so tell my guys, hey, like these guys are here, they're stacking around this corner, let's stack around this corner as well. We'll just work with them, we'll go on their queue. So we waited till the reds come around this corner. Basically we're just pulling them in, kiting them in a little bit, and then you see their Destro ultis go off and ours go off, and then we spring into action with just single target, going after Templar healers right here. Oh, apparently we nuked the guy behind the Templar healer. Blue Destro ultis are going off, red Destro ultis. Yeah, just a little bit of everything. It's kind of chaos right now, but we end up wiping this group. This isn't like a big deal. Like basically our job is just to try and focus high priority targets. So people that are rocking Destro ulti and healers, and that's basically everybody that was there. Right here, we decided I was gonna say push out. We wiped a good 5, 6, 7 of them. Let's push out, finish the rest of them off, and then they'll respawn and come back. But I saw the 4 to the side, and there was 2 behind us, and there's 2 right there to the left. And when you look to the left a little bit more, there's another one right there. So it's about 9 of them, and then it was like 4 or 5 blues that weren't in our group plus us. So this is about a 6-on-9 right now, and we have 1 guy down in our group. I don't know how many are down in their group, if any. So at best, we have 6 people up right now. So we decided to go back and regroup around this rock, make sure we have everybody up. Single target the people that are right here. We have a yellow randomly come with a Destro ulti and ends up wiping that blue right there. A red comes in there with them, wipes him. We see that other blue down there, those 2 blues down there getting engulfed. We're not, although we were coordinating with that group of blues, we're not actually in communication with them, so we don't know how many they have. We don't know if they're going to retreat, so we kind of have to go off on our own at this point. They took a bunch of damage right here, so now I told my friend, I was like, hey, we'll come back and get the guy up, but we need to get out because there's a bunch, as you can see, there's a bunch more reds around the corner. So we're just getting our distance at this point. So we're running the bow for the high movement speed. My buddy also has some movement speed. So two people try and jump on us. He hits him with a soul assault. I hit him with an end cap. A 2-on-2 turns into a 2-on-1 really quickly. So go to try and kill that guy, but as you can see, there's at least 12 people there. Bunch of healers. Time to get out. We're getting encased. We're getting snared. You know, with the way healing currently is, we can't sit there toe to toe with all those guys in an open field and just fight them. Like the healers are just going to be too tanky, and we're going to have to really focus our burst. We're running with a Magic of Templar. If it was another Stamina Nightblade and we had cover, we could kite in and out a little bit and then really focus targets and take them out. But you know, with what we have and in this type of situation, basically we need to spread them out a little bit. You know, get the 12 down to 6 or 5, and then go after that 6, and then go after the next 6. So that's kind of our goal here, is to just get some distance, because we're getting chased by a lot of them. My buddy gets up the rocks. You know, I look down. They're still chasing us. A few of them have gotten on horseback. Can't see it very well there because the video's kind of blurry. I had some editing problems, but you see a bunch off in the distance right there too. Yeah, they're on horseback. They're coming after us on horses. So we decided to come up around this rock, and basically what we were going to do is go up this rock, see how many were coming, and then if it was a lot, we were going to drop down. Didn't really see anybody come though, so we decided to drop down, try and get back to our buddy, and go fight in the same area we were at before. So I pop an invis pod here. Now, we don't have high magic recovery with this class, or with this build. We're running Dubious Cameron Throne, so we have health, stamina, and stamina recovery, and we're running Bone Pirates. So although we do have good recovery in the stamina area, our magic recovery is like 500, and we have like an 11k pool or 12k. So we don't have a lot of cloaks. So if we do need to like really maneuver ourselves, I run invisible movement speed potions just to, you know, get stealth, get back. Like if I have to get resituated and I know I have to go a distance, I have them on my bar. I run those. I have lingering health pots. I have tripods, and then I'm also running detect pots since I'm not running mark on my bar. Detect pots help a lot for Nightblade, like ganking Nightblades that are hitting really hard from stealth. So yeah. So we're gonna come over here. We see a red right here. He's just kind of meandering. There's another red up top. You see him going up around those rocks. So we're going to go over here. He's got low health. We're going to focus him really quick. Gap close the wrong guy. He's dead. And now, once again, it's a 2-on-2. Very quickly turned into a 2-on-1 just because, you know, we took the first guy out very quickly. Yeah, just focusing people pretty well. None of this is like that big of a deal. We come back. Now we're just trying to find another fight. This next part is kind of the part I wanted to talk about. So we have a defending bow on our back bar, and we're running 5 heavy armor. So fully buffed when we cloak. If we fear, we hit surprise attack. We have 27,000 resistances on our back bar. Now, it doesn't seem like it's that big of a deal, but that's pretty close to cap. I mean, 32.5 is roughly the cap for resistances. So we have very high resistances, and we have 25k health. So when we're getting focused, our back bar is where we're going to want to be. Like if we get hit with a soul assault, if we get hit with, you know, like a meteor, this is where our vigor is, and this is where we're going to block so that we can take the damage and not get melted. So we're going to block, we're going to pop vigor, and we're just going to absorb it if we can. And due to our stamina recovery, once we're done blocking, we're going to actually be able to sustain quite a bit. So I was trying to catch back up with my Stamp Stork friend here, and he ended up getting hit by about 5 people, and he died. So I was going to go around, just try and see how many there were and pick them off. Popped an invis pod here, but somebody pops a detect, pulls me out of stealth. So now I have 5 people on me, and I'm trying to figure out who to focus. So I have a healer there. The healer is going to be priority target number 1, but he's running Sanctuary. And Sanctuary is a really good healing set. If I remember correctly, the 5-piece is 10% healing received. I think it's 10% healing received for everybody in your group. So his Breath of Life, his mutagens, everything is just going to be way more effective. So when you see those green orbs on a Templar, that means that they're a healer, and that means they have really strong heals. So he's going to be a pain in the ass to kill. And then we have 4 other people. We saw a Nightblade with, the Nightblade pulled us out of stealth with Mage Light. If he's running Mage Light, more than likely he's a ganker because, he's empowering his attacks with Mage Light. So we have a heavy damage Stamina Nightblade ganker. And then we also have a Sork on us that we see right here that's running a pet build. So we know he probably has quite a bit of max magicka. We get hit with a Destro ulti here, and now it's just trying to clear out and not get focused by a million people. So we're popping Cloak, we're popping our Tripod, we're just getting distance away, and we're getting pulled out of stealth by this guy constantly hitting us with Mage Light. Now, this is one of those fights where most Nightblade builds running medium armor, they'd already be dead. And this is not a knock on them. They hit harder than my setup. It's what you prefer. Do you want to be a little bit more tanky and do a little bit less damage? Or do you want to be more bursty and really utilize the Nightblade's strengths? In this type of fight, if I was wearing medium, I'm already dead. Just because I have so many people hitting me, the Destro ulti, ganker, whatever. So now I'm getting radianted. So the main thing in this type of situation is, because we have a radiant mage-like guy pulling us out of stealth, we want to get distance before we cloak. And we can't really rely on our cloak right now because we are getting pulled out of stealth. So we have to be careful. We have to rely on our tankiness, so we want to be on our bow bar. And we want to rely on our vigor heals and our tripods. So I'm getting hit with Radiant. I've already had a Destro ult hit on me. They're really trying to focus me. I'm just basically kiting in and out of the trees trying to get my health back up at this point. And then if I get the distance far enough away, then I'll cloak. And because I'm running Shadowy Disguise, I'm going to hit Vigor, and then I'm going to cloak so I get crit heals on my Vigor. So now I get away, but they pull me out of stealth, so I try to get to these rocks right here. My tripod's almost up. I'm running really low on resources, getting focused pretty hard. My buddy shows up here and kind of splits the group. So he has 3 on him, and I have 2 on me. So I look at it, I turn around. It was actually 3, it looks like. So we have the Sork, we have the Stam Nightblade, and then, somebody else. So I'm just getting the distance. I'm going to kite a little bit, see what I have to see if I can 1vx these guys. So we see the ganker, we see the Sork. I'm taking a lot of heat here, just trying to stay alive. He pulled me out of stealth again, so I can't cloak. So I know that. So now I'm going to get the distance. I'm going to cloak. I'm going to pop Vigor right here. Pulls me out of stealth again from really far away. Now I'm going to try and focus him right here because I know he's squishy. He's a ganker. Hit him pretty hard with the end cap, but with the Sork right there, it's hard to get a finishing blow off just because it's hard to get a finishing blow because I was at lower health and I don't want to get knocked down with a frag and then have Mage's Wrath go off. So I need to make sure my health is topped off in a fight against a Sork because all it takes is a Mage's Wrath on you and then one frag drop you below 20% health and you're dead. So have to really be careful there. So that's why we didn't finish him. I get pulled out of stealth again. We have a Templar there. We have a Sork doing heavy attacks. My buddy got my other friend up. So now we have our 5 reds, but my Templar friend picked up my Stam Sork friend, so now we have about a 3-on-5. So I'm just going away to try and get my resources back. I see this guy right here. Hit him with an in-cap fear, and we have the healer that is running Sanctuary that has pretty good heals him back up to a good amount really quickly. And now I'm getting soul assaulted by a Magicka Nightblade. Now, a lot of people have huge issues with this skill because it hits so hard and people get melted and they're like, oh, soul assault's cheese, yada, yada, yada. It can be cheesy. If you're running a low recovery build, it's a huge pain in the ass. If you don't block, you get melted. But if you block and you have decent recovery and you know to block and pop Vigor or block and pop Rally, it's not that big of a deal at all. So I take a soul assault from this guy. I'm blocking. I pop my Vigor and I'm healed up. But you see my stamina goes down. So now I'm going to cloak, get some distance, ambush, and really try and get some heavy attacks. They're not doing any damage there. I got CC'd. I decided not to break it just because I didn't have to. They weren't pressuring me, so I saved a little bit of stamina there. Now I'm going to charge a heavy attack, try and, in-cap this guy. Got him to half health, and now he's hitting mutagen. He pops a barrier. I get CC'd right there. Yeah. So right here is where we're going to kill him. We get soul assaulted again. My buddies are going to focus him, and then I'm just going to heal up. So I'm going to block and heal up once again. Now, soul assault, for as strong as it is, it also has a weakness. If you see somebody else in the other group hitting soul assault, they can't do anything else. It's a channel, and you can't break the channel. So when when he's attacking me with that, my buddies aren't healing me. They're attacking him because he's free to kill at that point. So yeah, my two buddies there killed 3 people off to the side. I kind of ran around and tanked them for a little bit so we could get them up. I couldn't really find any one person to pick off right here, so basically at that point it's just stay alive. So that's the end of that clip. I'm pretty sure. We'll make sure. But yeah, like not a big deal, but that's just highlighting like the resistances, the tankiness, the high recovery that's allows you to be tanky. You know, we're not just using our movement speed, we're not just using cloak, we're not just using heavy armor. You know, we're using a combination of all those things to keep ourselves up. Our next fight is in the sewers. I'm just going to play it here. We are in Nobles, I'm pretty sure. And we, you know, as you can see in the upper left, it's going to be about a 2-on-10. And we get around this corner, and we're going to the flag, and we see a bunch of people on the flag. So I'm a Nightblade. I'm going to scout ahead, count, see how many there are. We're not with a fight in Imperial City. You don't want to fight outnumbered on a flag with a Magicka class because the guards CC you and they encase you and they put negate magic on you. Sometimes all at the exact same time, and they're like as a Magicka class, like you're just going to take a bunch of damage. So since we have a Magicka Templar with us, we're not going to go in there. We're going to pull them off to the side, and our goal is to fight far enough away to where they can't spawn and keep coming back. You know, we want to have a good fight, but you know we have to also know where to pick our fights when we're in Imperial City. Where they spawn is important, like because if we're going to have a big fight and we kill half of them, well, they're going to spawn and come back. We need to have enough time to where they don't spawn and get right back in the fight right away with full resources, and we're constantly fighting because eventually it doesn't matter how good we are. If they have enough numbers, they're going to overwhelm us and they're going to kill us. So yeah, so we're going to play this video. We have about 6 there. I see about 6, so we just back up away from the flag, and we're going to fight around this corner. Just try and pick a few people off. So my buddy sits down his rune. I look around. I turn around really quick just to see who's there. They get popped up, so I decide to go in for a quick kill. In cap, execute, they're dead. So we killed one. We have one down really quick. And now I'm just line of sighting a little bit, trying to find another one to pick off. They went for a revive there. They got low levels. I saw it was only 4 that showed up, so I was like, dude, you know, it's only 4. We got this. That guy revived, so now it's going to be 5. Yeah, so we focus this guy. My buddy is still, you know, he's in the background, so we kill another one. Now we're just going to line of sight a little bit more. My buddy's coming back. Probably around this point, we get hit with a couple of dots. Now we have a bunch of stuff on us. We're getting focused. Now 3 or 4 more show up. Now we're just trying to stop revives right here and trying to get a quick kill before they heal. My buddy showed back up. We're getting hit with the Destro ulti. We almost died right there, but our buddy healed us. We healed ourselves up. Now we're just going to get out because it's about 10 of them. So we're going to go through here. My buddy's going to drop his rune, which has hilarious results right here. 3 people jump up in the air. Yeah. Blazing Shield build in the front. I didn't see his health right away. That was my mistake. I went for the in cap on a Blazing Shield build. If it was a low health guy, we probably would have taken him out. We took him to half health. I think he had like 55k, so any normal person dies there. But you know, in the heat of the moment, I was just trying to kill somebody really quick, and I didn't see who it was, so that was a mistake. So now we're going to line of sight a little bit. We have them chasing us, but what we're going to do is our goal is to go around behind them here and basically pick them off from behind because there's about 10 of them, and some are going to be slower than others, and hopefully we can pick a few off. This guy's actually one of my friends. We were going to focus him, but left him alone just because, I don't know, being nice. They all follow us back around right here. So now we're just trying to focus people. There's ads in the way. You know, it's Imperial City stuff. We got the other Reds coming back. We got 3 over here. Really trying to stick around my buddy in this spot because he's going to get focused, and our fear is what's going to help keep him alive. Because if they're beating on him, we could CC everybody and then keep them off him so he can get a breath of life off and heal himself. So now they're chasing us again, so we're spreading out. This guy is killing an ad, so we're going to take him out really quick. So he's dead. Now there's a Destro ulti coming in. He pops a breath of life for me, which is perfect. I needed that. I was running low on resources. He's spamming breath of life for me right now. I finally was able to get away, get stealthed, tell my buddy, hey, let's get into this house. We'll line of sight a little bit more. I'm just going to get my resources back right here. So they come through this door. They're hitting him pretty hard. They're focusing him. I'm going to jump in. I'm going to fear. And so just so he has enough time to where he can use Mistform and get back upstairs. So we're just basically trying to line of sight here. They have a lot of healing. They outnumber us by a lot. They have a lot more ultimates than we do. We just want to try and narrow it down a little bit so it's not as much healing, not as much damage focused on us. So really using line of sight in this situation. The first guy that comes up is lower health target, and he's a Nightblade. And I had my bow ulti. So here I'm going to drop my bow ulti, and I'm going to focus him, I'm going to fear him, and hopefully with the combination of the bow ulti, my force damage, and my buddy's Radiant or jabs, we're going to take him out. So we focus him, I fear him right here. I go to hit him, I get knocked off the side. Just not enough damage to finish him off. So now you can see we have another 6 up here, 7, 8. Tell my buddy, hey, we got a line of sight again. We got to get out. I'm going to go across the way. He couldn't get over here. He went another direction, so we actually got a little bit split up here. But that's okay. Not the best situation, but sometimes it's better he goes and tries to stay alive and just does what he has to get away, get the distance, than it is for him to stay there and hang out with me and then try and go through the same spot I did and die because of it. So find out I have the Blazing Shield build on me. It was just one person, but Blazing Shields are annoying. My buddy's getting focused by the remaining 7 or 8 people. So I'm going to leave the Blazing Shield build to that ad, let him focus him, and just go back to help my friend. I saw a red there, but, as I said, you can see my friend's health's going down here. We're going to really try to... I saw another low health. I wanted to pick him off really quick. But yeah, we're just trying to get to our friend. He's calling out where he's at, but he's basically on the move. He's got 4 people on him. He's getting Radiant in here, which means that this guy's going to be priority number 1. He's the healer. We're going to take him out right here, but somebody else, there's another healer, there's another person spamming Breath of Life, keeping him alive. So we're going to fear them off him again. We saw his health go down really low. So now we have him low here. We killed this guy. Now we have a 3-on-2. So now he's putting Purifying Light on the other Templar. I'm just healing up, keeping my vigor up so that if I do take damage, I don't just get wrecked. Those 2 are getting guarded. So we're going to focus a guy not getting guarded that's healing himself with Breath of Life, or with whatever the heck that is. There was another guy spamming Breath of Life. It must have been the reactive Templar, but we're going to take out the low-level DK right here. Yeah, not a big deal. He wasn't really healing. He wasn't getting heals. My friend gets killed by the other 2. Well, we kited a big group for a while. He had them on him for a while. Yeah, we didn't kill everybody. A few of them, split off. Those 2, I ended up picking up my buddy. We killed a couple yellows. A couple reds came back. We ended up dying in the end. But, yeah, so basically I think we killed 7 there, 6 or 7, whatever. Anyway, my point with this clip is just kind of show and highlight everything we have in our arsenal. Some people, they look at Stam Nightblades and they're like, oh, I want 1500 magic recovery. And that 1500 magic recovery is great if you're going to really rely on stealth for defense. That means you can probably go medium armor. If you're going to go, if you're annoyed with everything that pulls you out of stealth, as you saw in a few of these clips, NPCs are pulling me out of stealth, I'm getting locked down, I'm getting negated, I'm getting hit with Destro ultis. I just personally am not a fan of medium armor right now, so I prefer going heavy. And I prefer running like Cameron, and with the Constitution passive, it allows me to have enough magic recovery to where I can cloak a little bit, still be able to fear, still have good utility for Magicka. But I'm not using stealth the way Nightblade's used to a year ago. you know, Nightblade stealth a year ago was just super, super strong. And now you have to play it a little bit differently because there's a lot of things that pull you out of stealth now. There's a lot of skills, there's potions, and then there's a lot of things that aren't supposed to pull you out of stealth, and they still are. So it gets a little frustrating sometimes, but you know, you make up for the frustration of that by having really high burst and really good executes and a really strong and cheap ultimate. So yeah, I think that's going to be the end of this video. Hopefully it was informative. Hopefully, you know, I helped you guys out and explain a few things. Gave you some information for your own builds, or if you're going to try this one out and see if you like it, that's cool too. I'm going to quit saying now and going to hop off and just say have a nice day.